What is up, traders? I want to show you guys how you can use intraday delta to understand market context and trend strength. So intraday delta, how I use it is a volume profile based delta chart that you can see here on the screen. What I'm mainly going to do is I'm going to be looking at areas that get clustered, meaning thick areas of delta that populate during the session itself that give me an understanding of who's in control in the market. So these thicker areas that populate are going to present some kind of support or resistance area. Now, it does depend on how this delta is viewed, meaning you want to understand the context of it. So it's from a market participant perspective. What does this information tell us? Generally, when I look at delta throughout the day, I'm looking at areas that cluster in terms of heavy positive delta or heavy negative delta. Heavy positive delta generally into tops allows us to identify that absorption is taking place and there is aggressive buying that's being met with passive selling, allowing us to use that as a major resistance point to actually see prices turn around. Now, if there is heavy positive delta at lower prices underpriced, that's telling us the aggressive buy side is going to act as support structure into those areas. Likewise, if we have heavy negative delta throughout the day that develops, it's the idea that every time we test this area, there is very, very passive buying that consistently eats up the aggressive selling, which turns into a support zone. Now, market structure really helps with the contextual understanding of what's going on. So, for instance, if I've developed a massive negative delta area that's constantly being held as support, the more that I test the area, the less I'm going to be comfortable trying to buy it. The first test, the creation of delta. The second, as long as they keep adding, sure. But the more we test it and we keep presenting lower highs in this current example, the less I really want to jump in and hold on to that delta as support structure. Likewise with the positive delta. Once we create this massive cluster of absorption, what we see at this point is a little retest, and we haven't come back into that area creating lower highs, which is telling me that this absorption is very strong and there's a potential to move prices lower. Now, these delta clusters are also going to act as areas that we want to target that are support resistance. So it's going to be very hard for prices to break through those regions. Meaning if I'm short into the positive delta, I want to look at areas of negative delta cluster as main targets. If you want to learn more about delta and more about the understanding of these trade setups, we have a free PDF down below that you can get, and we'll see you guys in the next video.